Here we are at 30th Street Station in Philadelphia, beginning my journey from Philadelphia to Seattle. Here we have the first train of the day, Amtrak number 51, the Cardinal, going from New York City to Chicago. This is the longer route, but it's supposed to be more scenic. Here it's pulled by ACS 64 locomotive. We get rolling, get some breakfast. Here we are going over the Susquehanna River in Maryland. Very scenic. Unfortunately for this trip, I wound up without a window seat, so any footage I got had to take place while in the dining car. Unfortunate, but it's what it is. Here we have my dinner. This was what they called a stromboli. Looks more like a cheese bagel to me. And my train was pulled by Heritage Unit 184, showing Phase 4. And here we are now going across the plains of Illinois early in the morning. We're about to arrive in Chicago. And thankfully, my train wound up being a little early to Chicago, so I had plenty of time to tour around the city. And here's a musical montage of me doing so. After going on a little walking tour of Chicago, checking out some of the sights and getting some great Chicago styled food, I returned to Chicago Union Station for the next leg of my trip. It's Christmas time, so the Christmas tree was up in the Grand Hall. But my next leg of the trip, which was much longer than the first one, was Amtrak train number 7, the Empire Builder, going from Chicago to Seattle and Portland, Oregon. I went to Seattle. So here we are departing Union Station. My first night on board, I had the pan chicken breast with lemon risotto and green beans, along with a Coca Cola and a little appetizer. I chose to eat in my room because I had done a lot of walking around that day and didn't really feel like being sociable that night, which is okay. And for dessert, I had this lovely chocolate toffee cake that was honestly probably the best cake I had on board, but they were all fantastic. And then we had this lovely little snowy view late at night before I went to bed, and then came the next morning. So here we are going through the Great Plains of North Dakota. It was 5 degrees outside and snowing, but it was very pretty and relaxing to go through. And for breakfast, I had a breakfast quesadilla with bacon. Here I am in Minnow, North Dakota for a morning fresh air break. This is a chance to get off the train and walk around, and it was 8 degrees, so I was not out for too long. Back to the dining car for lunch. I got the Amtrak English cheeseburger, which was pretty good. And there's more snowy views of North Dakota. Wow, that's a bunch of bull. Time for dinner on night two. We had these little Mexican souffles in the meal I was looking the most forward to, the famous Amtrak flat iron steak, which was honestly one of the best steaks I've ever had. I couldn't believe I was having this on a train. And then for dessert, I had the blueberry cheesecake, which was phenomenal. right here, we are passing by some Boeing airplane bodies that are being transported by train. There's a Boeing factory outside of Seattle, so it makes sense to see this. Here we are on the final stretch of the train ride to Seattle. We just left Everett, and we are now riding along the Puget Sound for most of the way to Seattle. So just enjoy the views. It's truly stunning.
once again, do ask, please keep the aisles, stairwells, vestibules clear for members moving about the train.
Here we are at Seattle King Street Station, our destination. This is a very nice building. It was also a nice surprise to see that my hotel room has a big window that overlooks Seattle and the I-5 freeway, so I could just look at cars go by whenever I just wanted to relax and not watch TV. The place I was most excited to check out when visiting Seattle was a place called RePC. They have two locations, and what RePC does is they are a computer recycler, but they have a big store where they sell it to the public. So it's a place you can go and get anything computing you need at any age. I'm not showing everything here because I want to make a dedicated video showing everything I saw, but computers, monitors, software, they had CRTs, motherboards. It just, if you could think of it and it ran on electricity, it was here. And again, this will come up soon in a dedicated video. Visiting RePC, I had to check out the famous Dick's Drive-In hamburgers and fries and shakes, and it was really good. After that, I got back on the road. I went to check out a few places I wanted to visit, so I visited the Microsoft campus, the Nintendo campus, the original Starbucks at Pike Place. I got some barbecue brisket mac and cheese. I ate at Pike Place Market overlooking the water. Then I decided to take a little ride on the ferry just to get out for a little bit. Haven't been on a boat ride in a long time. Of course, it isn't a trip to Seattle without visiting the Space Needle, so enjoy some views I got from the top of the Space Needle. The last thing I did before I headed home, I went out to Everett to visit the Funko Pop's headquarters, which was really cool. They pretty much had every current pop that was for sale. You can also make your own, but I wasn't feeling that this go around, but maybe next time. I took the red-eye flight back home, and here is a picture I got as we were descending upon Philadelphia, and I realized I know where this is. If you look into where this red circle is, we're going to zoom in on it. I actually was over Temple University in North Broad Street. See, there is Temple. So thank you for watching my little trip recap. This was fun, and I would love to do another big trip like this on Amtrak.